Hi everybody, this is Ospreyeye from MyChartCoach.com, and we're going to go over some stocks in the marijuana sector. I'm going to try to get a couple of videos out, just quickly going over different stocks that are trading, that just to get you updated on what some of the charts look like, what's happening in the sector. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the marijuana sector, this is a good way to check out some of the charts and start to get a look at some of the companies that are trading. So yeah, first up, we're going to look at AMMJ, and that's an over-the-counter stock. Most of these are going to be over-the-counter. There are a couple that are on the big boards, but most of the plays right now are over-the-counter stocks. And so this right here is a bounce play. Notice it is down, sorry about that, it's down 7 days in a row, and it's hitting this 70 support zone from back here in December. It looks like this will be the key level to bounce. So keep an eye on AMMJ for a bounce this week. Okay, another bounce play is BUDZ. BUDZ. Okay, so this had a really nice run. We were on it way back here, and it just kept going, going, going. It hit 5, topped out, and now look, it's on this multi-day pullback. So we're keeping an eye out for a bounce this week. 350 has been a key support zone here, so we're going to see if that'll hold, if it can bounce off of it. Notice the candles are forming below EMA's 4 and 8. That's these two lines right here. So that does signal more downside risk. What you want to see is a bounce and a close back above those levels to see that it's back in play. So keep an eye on it for a bounce play. Another stock to look at is CANN. This is another over-the-counter stock. Now, this stock formed a bullish piercing line reversal pattern on Friday, and this is the pattern right here. The close was below or the open was below the previous day's close, and then to me it closed more than it's halfway into the previous candle. That could be debatable. It's right around the middle, but it looks like the bullish reversal pattern has formed. We'll be looking for confirmation. Notice the candles have been riding EMA4 resistance lower. We want to see a break above that level. Check out the gap back here. The gap almost filled by this lower wick, so you might need to see a gap fill before it bounces. So keep an eye out for a move above EMA4 to show that it's back in play. Another one to look at is CANL. Okay, this stock has a similar kind of move on Friday where it opened well below the previous day's close, and then it closed above the open, but it didn't close more than halfway into the candle. So a bullish reversal pattern did not form. It did bounce off of the 300-day simple moving average. This isn't a downtrend, so it needs to get back above the middle Bollinger Band to start a new uptrend. Keep an eye on it for a break above 50. So for these, a lot of these over-the-counter stocks, you'll see that they're trading in a downtrend right now below the middle Bollinger Band. So you want to concentrate more on the plays that are currently in an uptrend. And it's pretty common knowledge right now that the sector is under pressure. Why people try to figure out what's happening with Sessions and what his take is going to be on the sector. So it's been under pressure since the start of the year. So we're going to see how that plays out. Right now, the charts have been in limbo. Here's a big board play, CARA, and this actually trades on the NASDAQ, and it had been on this really nice uptrend. It topped out here at 17, traded sideways, and then the candle here on Friday was a red flag with the close below EMA's 4, 8, and 13. That does signal more downside risk. The key level to hold is going to be this middle Bollinger Band. It needs to bounce off of 1405. If it fails to bounce off that level, it could drop down to the 50-day simple moving average. The red flags were the parabolic SAR bear flip. Notice the dots are above the candles, and then the bearish crossover on MACD. If the 12, 20, and 6, 9 MACD crosses over, that'll be another red flag. When you have a big down day on a volume spike, that's also a red flag. So this is signaling more downside risk for CARA. Let's look at CBDS. Okay, this is another stock that's been in a multi-day downtrend. You notice it's oversold on Fasto. What's happening here is we thought it was going to bounce here off the 50-day simple moving average. It's formed a bullish doji star, failed to bounce off that level. Now it's forming the same pattern off of this 100-day simple moving average. So we'll see if it can bounce here. This is the key level to hold. If it breaks below, now you're looking at a drop potentially to the 200-day simple moving average at 379. So this is going to be a big level to hold. In order to get moving again to the upside, it's going to have to break back above the EMA4 and the 50-day simple moving average. Okay, let's take take a look at CBIS. Okay, this stock here, it's actually in the bull zone on RSI and Fasto, and notice it has this nice uptrend going. We were looking for a break above 12, and that did happen last week. Notice this was the high close that we were looking for a break above, broke above it, and then it hit 13, hit the 13, almost 14 resistance on this upper wick, and then it pulled back. Now it's trying to turn 12 into support. So that's what we want to see. We want to see 12 hold and then a push through 13 and 14 resistance. As long as this middle Bollinger Band holds, the uptrend should continue. Notice how it has been holding. So as long as it holds, it'll be all good. But if it breaks, there could be a drop down to the 50-day simple moving average. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, let's look at the next ones. Now we have CGRW. Okay, CGRW here has been consolidating sideways. Notice that it had this very strong run, consolidated sideways in this channel, and the channel broke, and then it started this new channel sideways here. Well, it's bouncing off the bottom of the channel, which is lined up with the 50 and 100-day simple moving averages and the lower Bollinger Band. So this is the big level to hold. It should hold right here. If it doesn't, that's going to signal big downside risk, and you can see it drop down to the 200-day simple moving average all the way down here at 115. So it needs to bounce above that and then get back above this channel in the middle Bollinger Band to get a new uptrend going. So keep an eye on CGRW. It's hitting a key support zone, and it could be setting up for a bounce. The candle on Friday does show that there was some loading off of the low of day. Okay, now this is an interesting chart. Look at CNAB. Okay, this closed right above 50 at 50.10, so it's just entering the bull zone, and it has plenty of juice to run until overbought levels. There was a bullish crossover on Fasto, and then what makes this chart really interesting is this symmetrical triangle pattern. Notice descending resistance and ascending support, and notice how the candles, they were really wide here, and then they started working tighter, and then notice the last candle, the high of day is hitting descending resistance, and low of day is bouncing off of ascending support. And so what's going to happen here is one of those levels is going to break. If there's a break above resistance, that's going to signal more upside potential. If there's a break below support, that's going to signal downside risk. On a downside, you want to see this 50-day simple moving average hold, which is lined up with the close here on the 18th. If that breaks, then you're going to see a drop down to this 100-day simple moving average at 123. Notice the consolidation is right here at the middle Bollinger Band at 146, which is also the 20-day simple moving average. Okay, in order to get a new uptrend going, it's got to get above that level. So this chart is really wound tight. Keep an eye on it this week. It looks like it's going to either pop or drop with Fasto and RSI heating up. It looks like it could be to the upside, so keep an eye on it. Okay, let's look at CNBX. This has got a good uptrend going. Okay, this is I believe they have they're doing animals, like cannabis for animals for medicinal purposes. I'm not sure about that. I have to brush up on that. I'm pretty sure that's what they do. There's so many cannabis companies now, and what you want to concentrate on are these uptrends. And so notice that the candles are forming above the middle Bollinger Band here, and they're riding EMA's 4 and 8 support higher. As long as this pattern continues, then this uptrend should continue as well. What you want to see is a break above this high close here. If it can get above this, it's right below 135. Let's say if it breaks above 135, and that's going to push to the next level. If you get a drop below EMA 8, notice how these levels have been holding. That's going to signal downside risk. You could see a drop down to the middle Bollinger Band. There was this nice volume spike here. There's been volume behind this move pushing it higher. So we'll see if this uptrend can continue. It's still not at overbought levels on RSI and Fasto, so it looks like this could retest this 130 to 135 high zone, and keep an eye on it for the uptrend continuing. And then let's look at CVSI here. This will be the last one for this video. Notice how this chart broke down. This had the nice uptrend going, but then the middle Bollinger Band broke last week, and now this has been dropping pretty hard. It came down, bounced off of the 200-day simple moving average, and which is also lined up with the 50-day simple moving average. This is the key level to hold. Notice that the candle is well below EMA 4. That would be the key level to break, along with the 100-day simple moving average. It's going to have to get above that level to start trying to reverse this downtrend. So this is a really nasty bounce down here, drop, and there could be, if these levels break, it could drop down into the 30s and hit the 300-day simple moving average at 36. So yeah, CVSI broke down. It's going to have to get above these moving averages to get a new uptrend going. Okay, we're going to post some more marijuana sector stocks on our YouTube channel, and then you can also check us out on our website. And please check out our chat. Okay, thank you.